Previously on Chosen Ones, after chatting with Theo, Brandy notices that the brands on his arms appear to have faded a bit. Avayath confronts Arthur to make sure that he didn't use any necromancy to bring them back, and the wizard clears up the confusion. With knowledge obtained from both the trial and being stuck in the other universe, Shui goes to talk to Libris about his parents and his unknown origins, but leaves with little gained from the conversation. He meets up with Theo to go talk to Titus, passing by Marfire's room and stopping to speak with her as well. It seems from the conversation that Libris hasn't been truthful with him. Continuing on to Titus, the two speak with the Triton about his evolved spark from afar, being told it is too dangerous to get close to him. They learn that Titus also saw Abaddon when his spark upgraded, and Theo comes to the realization that back in the lab in the dead world, he'd been tricked to upgrade his own spark. With not much else they can do for Titus, Theo and Shui leave, but promise to come back to visit.
Born from the same branch and leaves, wild and free, living here in harmony. Don't you see? This is where you want to be. When you leave, the world is never what it seems. If only we could travel back in time. Whoa.
Brandy, I would say, is currently in the cabin still after Theo left. Like, looks at his arms for a bit, at like his brands, and sees that they've lightened slightly. Like they're not as there as before. Kind of like squints at them a bit for a while.
That's odd. If you can hear me, I hope that means I'm doing better.
I would note, I said they also have shifted a little bit. It's subtle. It's not like they've changed in pattern, but it looks like they've twisted a
slightly.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. And then he will hold his hand out and use his Footnotes ability. I don't know what that looks like in game, but
when you cast it, I would say it kind of is like a spectral book that appears in front of you.
Okay, yeah. So then he holds his hand out and summons like a book and looks it over for a second and kind of waves his hand over and is like,
let's try Theo Redston.
100.
Damn.
A perfect 100.
Damn.
Mwah.
Okay, so wait, hold on.
Beautiful. Damn. He really wanted to be like
it. I know you're only supposed to do it once per long rest or short long rest, right? You can only use this ability.
Yeah, once per short or long rest.
I'll let you do it twice. You rolled a fucking 100. I feel like you should get something for that.
Thanks.
So you wanted Theo, right?
Yes, I want to search Theo first because he's worried about his partner. So as it like the pages suddenly have the writing on it, he looks it over.
Theo, something brand new, yet as old as they come. The first and the last will soon be undone. Every sky has a sun, every night has a moon, every show needs a star, and they'll be here quite soon. Theo might be the main character then, I suppose. Makes sense. He's Real special, after all.
At which point, feeling like he can do it more, a little surprised by that, he'll think for a second and be like, on that note specifically, like,
every show needs a star.
And then think back to what the Magic Man had said specifically about the audience and kind of furrow his brow a bit before looking back down at the book again and being like,
how about the audience then? Above and below, low and then high, and under the floorboards and behind your eye. Hate that. Looking in from the windows, from the rafters and ceiling, next to your bedside, you can't shake this feeling. Hate this. The beat in your pulse, the air you breathe in. There's something within you under your skin. They see what you're up to, they see what you do. The more you fight fate, the more it comes true. That's bizarre.
Do you want to roll a wisdom save for me, Brandy?
oh, I knew it was coming. Yeah, I'd love to. I'm so good at those. 15? Probably not high enough, huh?
You just get essentially just a very strong headache for a moment, and you are going to take some damage from that.
Ouch.
You take 12 psychic damage as you just feel like a very strong pressure in your head, and as you kind of like close your eyes from the pain, you see eyes staring back at you in the darkness when you close your eyes, and then it quickly fades.
He jumps as he like looks around, shoots a fucking look around the room, looks for any sign of anything.
Don't see anything.
Didn't mean to upset you. I'm just trying to understand. That's all.
Okay. And then that book vanish away as he's kind of sitting there, running his fingers through his hair, kind of like thinking on everything that he was just given.
As you are like running your fingers through your hair and you bring your hand up, you have a new tattoo.
What? No, what? Where?
You have an eye in the center of your hand.
The palm or the back?
The palm.
Whoa. Whoa. What? He like looks over his body for any more anywhere.
There is one in the other palm as well. And you can see one appears to be closed and one is open.
Hello?
I would note they are different. They are a different color. They are red. They are not black like your other tattoos.
Okay. He like runs his fingers along both of them, like trying to feel if like they're protruding in any way or there's anything weird about them other than his normal ones.
Nope, they're just smooth.
What is this?
Do I feel any different?
No, you feel the same.
I'm not trying to change anything. Really, I'm just trying to understand everything a little better. We're dealing with a lot here. I don't know if you hear me. I assume this means you did. I just want to keep the people I care about safe is all.
You watch the one eye that is open close on your hand.
Alright.
He'll like grip his hands closed, kind of just like rubbing his fingers against them idly, just confused. Looks around with a sigh, and that can be when Avayath comes if he wants to.
Yeah.
I guess he kind of trots in. He's like, Brandy, do you mind if I talk with you about something for a second?
Hey, didn't even knock. Alright, sure. Yeah, what's up?
I wanted to speak with you about something that I saw in that other timeline.
Alright. I have a feeling I know what it is, but if you want to enlighten me.
It's hard to know how to bring this up. But, in that other timeline, the Plaguebringer that I met there, he matched the statue that I saw in that museum.
Right.
But what surprised me more is that he sounded just like you, and that he was with Theo.
Yeah. You mind if we go find Shui as well?
Sure. I suppose that's fine.
This is a conversation I suppose I want you both to be here for if Shui saw the same thing.
I guess he should know. I came here by myself because I didn't want him to learn anything grim. But I guess it's for the best.
My whole life has been kind of grim, Avayath. I don't want to make things seem any lighter or darker than they might be. I guess is the best way I could put it. I want you to know what happened to me, and I don't want to make excuses for myself. I just want you to be able to come into your own conclusions, you know.
Good. That's what I would have asked for.
Yeah, let's go find Shui. Theo already knows to an extent, but he might want to hear the rest. Not sure.
I see. Okay. Sounds good.
Let's go.
Bye. Clink, clink, clink.
Ping, ding, ding, ding.
Punches the wall as he goes.
Yeah. Not to be intimidating or anything, just give me a second. Like, fucking furious.
Okay.
I was this close. I was
so ready.
It's gonna be harder to murder you with someone watching.
Just so mad.
Innocent dies.
You go and find Shui. Where are you guys having your little talk?
Shui's pond.
I mean, yeah, that works. We can have it by the pond as long as
I don't
nobody's
know
there.
if the pond was brought with they switched
frozen.
landscape.
Yeah.
They switched landscapes, didn't they? I don't
Well, the pond was man-made. It was a part of the compound.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, Shui's pond then, yeah.
Yeah, you find the pond pretty easily.
They go ice skating.
It's actually water. It is not frozen over. The snow around it has been melted, and you can see like fresh footprints leading away from it.
Was Essence over
It's
here?
Essence doing
Was
her
Essence
fucking
over here?
humming.
Floating over the water that she likes to do sometimes.
She had to have.
Right. We can say, like, they find them as Shui and Theo are leaving the building.
Yeah.
And Brandy looks over to Theo with a sad smile as he waves over with Avayath. Seems like very a little intense at the moment as he's walking with Avayath.
Okay, wait. I think this will be funny. They see each other from afar,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think it would be funny. He sees Brandy, and then suddenly he's right in front of Brandy. And he's like, "Oh,
Hey.
So I feel like Shui is probably like talking to Theo, like, hey, da, 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 da. And then like Theo's just gone.
yeah." Theo pops up in front of Brandy, and he's like, "Oh, I just."
It does have a little bit of an effect when you use it. There's like almost like a pink shimmer that's left behind where you are.
That's fucking gay.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
So,
It is.
Yeah. From a distance, you hear Shui's like, Theo, where'd you go?
He turns around and waves at Shui, and then he turns back to Brandy. He's like, sorry, I just thought that would be great to be like right with you right away, and then suddenly I was.
Oh, I would know. While you were apart, Brandy, you felt it too. You knew exactly where Theo was.
I knew it. I love it. That's great. I love that.
You didn't necessarily know a location, but you're like, I know which direction to walk in, and I know how far, so.
Yeah, I love it. He just smiles and like raises his eyebrows like,
That's quite the new trick you got there, darling.
Yeah. Whew.
Uh,
Well, I mean, I kind of knew I could do that, but I just didn't expect it to. I'll try to control it better next time.
Shui catches up and he's like, wow, Theo, I didn't know you could run that fast.
Theo, your glitter bomb went off.
I saw like your after image.
Oh.
Can you imagine just a pink, sparkly, like, Theo outline? And, like...
Yaga, did you see how fast Theo ran?
I don't think Theo ran just now.
I might have a new spark that's like way bigger than before, is what I was talking about earlier, Shui, where he tricked me.
Yes, when Theo was in the lab, when Arthur had come and visited him, it was actually not Arthur, and he asked him, like, do you want to see Brandy right now? And that was him kind of, like, forcing the spark upgrade. So yes, Theo was tricked, but that's also not all of Theo's new spark yet, so we will see that eventually.
Oh, your spark upgraded?
Yeah, think so. Anyway.
Yeah.
I would know, just so you know, Ripley, that you cannot do that back, so you can't do what Theo just did to Theo.
Yeah,
Only Theo can
figured.
go to you. Yeah.
Yeah, Brandy looks down at Theo a little, like, worried smile, and is just like, before, like, looking to Shui and Avayath, and is just like,
You guys know about me now. I want to have a talk with you, Shui, as well. Avayath approached me, and I think it'd be a good idea to talk about what you saw.
Theo takes Brandy's hand and tells him in his mind, here for you.
he squeezes your hand.
I think you can respond back if you needed to.
Yeah, he'll just respond back and say thank you.
Yeah, it works both ways.
Cool.
The knowing location and the
Telepathy.
communication.
Love it.
Yeah.
If you have the time, Shui.
Sorry, my schedule's packed.
Oh, fuck. Well, sorry. I guess we have to do it another time. I guess I get to avoid this now. Later, bye. No.
Oh, what'd you... But that wasn't... What we saw wasn't you, right?
He's quiet.
I want to talk about it with you.
Looks at Yaya for approval. Like, are you okay with this, Yaya?
Avayath just nods, I guess.
Okay.
And he will start to walk towards the pond with the three of them. Stand on the other side of it and look at them all. And just sigh.
So, in the other timeline, you saw me. With Theo. You saw what that man did. And you, Avayath and Shui and everyone, you know that my heritage is with the Abergrim. I am an Abergrim tiefling with no name. All I've ever known before was that at some point, my last name, I suppose, was Wolf. I was the Plaguebringer, as they put it.
I didn't want to believe it. I mean, the Plaguebringer certainly looked similar to you.
Yeah.
So, did the Plaguebringer... Did you just bring a plague and that's the whole story? I have reason to believe there's more to it.
There's a lot more to it. There was no plague. There was no sickness with pale tieflings. How do I start? I was the first, as far as I've been made aware. The first pale tiefling. And I was taken by a church of Lemony. I was held in that church, made into essentially a gladiator, I guess is the nicest way to put it, but essentially a killing machine for them. They used me to get rid of tieflings similar to me. They kept me caged most of my life. And you can imagine what folks who hate you so much might do to a fellow like me for that long. It was through that I found my spark. That's why it manifested the way it did. I was hurt so much that I learned to hurt back. And it was like that for 20 or so years.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that, Brandy.
Well, that's where the next part comes in. The Abergrim contacted me, found me where I was, this caged up monster, essentially, and he gave me this.
And he'll hold his hand out, and he'll summon his sword to his side. The broken, rusty greatsword. And just hold it there.
This used to be a lot more than what it is now. It had a lot more bite to it. And with this new weapon, I freed myself.
And he stops as he clenches his hand.
Tore my way out of that church, and I burnt Folar to the ground and made my way out. And it was then I found out that other churches were doing similar things, finding pale tieflings and locking them up and using them the way they'd used me. And at the time, being someone who'd grown up on nothing but violence and hatred, it was the only thing I knew. I made it my goal to find them and to show people exactly why they shouldn't have messed with us. It was purely revenge driven. That's where this plague, as historians have now put it, we wanted revenge for what was done to us. And took it far too far. At first, then things changed. We met people who understood or didn't agree with what the churches and things had done to us, and even tried to help to an extent. Things slowly slowed down, and I wanted to stop at some point. I just wanted to make sure my family, I suppose, were freed. And then...
And you see his hand ball into a fist more, his knuckles white with how hard he's clenching his hand.
They came in the middle of the night, and they killed all of them. The humans, the others, the tieflings, everyone except for me. Because I'd managed to get out. I'd lost everything. And in a final fit of rage, I moved on to Wick in a last blaze of revenge and anger and sorrow. And I knew at the time I wasn't going to make it out alive. I knew that I was going to die there and that I probably deserved it. But I wanted people to know the pain that I'd felt. And I did. I found out recently Estel had warned them and sent someone on their way to kill me. 4 killed me.
Shui just has shock on his face. 4?
Yeah. I've been meaning to talk to 4 again. Just haven't had the time, everything happened so fast, but yeah. And that's where this should have ended, where I thought it would have ended. Estel found out through her spark ability. Once she was done, I was to become a fallen one. And had to stop it. And she did. She managed to. But that resulted, I suppose, in Vermona becoming the next fallen one instead. That's where it should have ended. That's where it should have stopped. But the magic man found me. And he made me sit and watch for hundreds of years. Maybe sit and watch as I looked through every life that I had affected from start to finish. Watched the fear and the pain and the hurt that I had caused them. It made me watch all of it. And by the end of it all, I was told to do better, that I was getting a second chance, that I didn't get a fair lot in life, and that I need to be better. And so, I found myself bloodied and beaten in Theo's barn. And the rest is history, as you know. And I'm not telling you my story. I'm not telling you what they did to me to gain sympathy from you or to make you pity me or anything like that. I don't think anything that has happened in my life justified what I did. And I'm set on making sure that everything I do is to try and set right everything that I've done wrong. And obviously there's no way that I can truly ever atone for what I had done. But it's my goal to at least do good with this life that I've been granted. No matter what that is. And it's hard. And it's been hard to learn and stop myself and keep myself under control. You've seen me blow up. A lot. Back in the woods with Liberus, back at the courthouse with that priestess. When Theo went down. I'm not a good person. I don't know if I'll ever be a good person. But I think the magic man was right in what he did. I didn't deserve what was done to me. In the sense that I didn't deserve a peaceful death. And I still don't think I deserve to die yet. Not because my life is worth living, but because that would be far too easy for me.
I appreciate your honesty, Brandy. Those are some pretty grave sins, if I'm to be honest. You know, I thought to myself, if I had met the Plague Bringer, I would simply defeat him. But I don't know if I can bring myself to just do that. No matter what kind of things we've done in the past, no matter what kind of life you've lived, I still consider you my friend.
Shui kind of nods along with what Avayath is saying. Yeah, Brandy, you're my friend too. Master Dashi says that life is kind of like an echo, right? And what you send out to the world gets returned to you. I think with this second chance you've been given, you've helped so many people. Like Theo and me. If you keep doing things like that eventually you might be able to forgive yourself. But I know that I know it's gonna be hard with all of the people that you've hurt, but I think hope goes a long way. Just knowing that if you keep doing good things, that the goodness that you do will echo out and reach everyone else. That should help you become a good person.
I certainly hope so.
I have something that I would like to try. Because I'm not sure if I'm okay with letting this off the hook so easily, truth be told.
That's fair. What are you thinking?
Let's try going to the church and offer up a prayer to the gods. Let them know everything that's transpired, and if they forgive you, then I'll have you take an oath. An oath of redemption, but if they don't forgive you, you must accept whatever punishments the gods have in mind. Does that sound fair to you?
Yeah. That's fair.
You look down at Theo and he's like, no.
He squeezes Theo's hand.
At Avayath's suggestion, he looks very perturbed, not happy with that.
Yeah. He looks down to Theo, and in Theo's mind, he's like,
It's okay, darling.
No, it's not. I want to be selfish. I want to keep you.
I know you do. I appreciate that. I love you.
I love you too.
and then he'll look to Avayath and nod. It was just like,
Yeah, let's go do that.
Okay. So you go into the church. There is no one in here right now.
So this would be an awkward time to like wonder where Peter is, isn't it?
it's
Sure is.
fine. Peter's fine.
I wondered it earlier when Wynn just was like doing his own thing. I was like,
Where the
what's
fuck's
going on
Peter?
here?
Huh? Weird. Weird.
Is he locked up because the fucking Abigail came out?
Right? It's a great question.
Sometimes we think of things too late.
It's fine.
I mean, I thought of it like hours ago, but I didn't want to look into it right then.
But I will go with Avayath.
Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as they get into the church, Avayath kind of folds his arms and turns away from Brandy, looking up at the ceiling, because he's like, part of him doesn't want Brandy to be punished or to feel like he has to punish Brandy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to turn away like, oh man, I don't want to be doing this.
That's fair. Yeah, he will go to the altar, put his hands on both, kind of shaky a little bit as he's standing there.
To any gods listening, to any of them who know or who care to listen, I am the Plague Bringer. Now, Brandy, I'm sure you are aware of what I have done, the people I've hurt, and the lives that I've ruined in the process. And I would hope that you have also seen what I'm attempting now. I wish to be a better person. I am working towards doing good in this world with this second chance that I've been given. I believe that I should have to atone for what I've done. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect people to understand or to care about my plight or to forgive me because of it, to pity me. All I want is to leave this world better than when I left it. And I hope that you can all understand, at the very least, what I'm trying to do. Understand that I am deeply, deeply apologetic for what I did as a result of my own anger and request for vengeance. And I wish that you will allow me to continue down this path towards redemption, as Avayath put it.
And then he waits.
The room goes dark for you. You open your eyes and you seem to be in the that black void again, except you're gripping the altar, right?
Yeah.
That altar is still there. And you can see kind of sitting on it in front of you is a child that you've never seen before.
As he opens them and sees him, he's like,
"Oh, hi."
It's a very sad story.
Yeah, I've had a lot of tragedy in my life, but thanks to the people in it, I've found a bit of light, thankfully.
You were just a kid.
I was.
It's not your fault.
I'd like to believe that, but I'm sure you are aware of what I've done.
I've done bad things too. It's okay though. No one is perfect. Not mortal or God.
Suppose you're not wrong. I do want to be better, though. I don't think it's fair what I did to others, and I think it's important that I recognize that and that I work towards helping those that I can.
You were taught how to hurt people by someone very bad.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done that. Things are all jumbled and messed up.
They are.
This isn't the way things are supposed to be. This isn't a story that I wanted to tell. You should have had a better one.
Well, thanks to the people in my life now, I think I'm starting to get there.
You don't seem surprised to see me.
I'm a little surprised, but I don't know who you are. I've experienced a whole lot of strange occurrences, I suppose. You know, seem to have a knack for finding my way into powerful beings' domains, I suppose.
Everything can come down to a story. Your memories, your lives, what you experience, and what you tell to others about what happened. The person that you met who is not good, the one in blue.
Mm-hmm.
He should have lost that spot a long time ago. He is not a super god. He is someone who was given a chance, just like anyone else, to make things better. And And when his chance was up, he couldn't let it go.
I see. Well, I plan to devote my life to making sure I don't make that same mistake.
Then on to Act 3 we go.
And you come back.
Brandy opens his eyes, surprised.
Did something happen? You seem...
Looks down at his own hands. Looks himself over.
The eyes are open on your palms again.
He stares for a moment and is just like,
Thank you.
before looking up towards the three, and is just like,
I met someone. I don't know that they forgive me, but they are looking forward to seeing me grow and change. Recently, every time I've talked with the Magic Man, or he's appeared in my head, he's mentioned acts. That I was in Act 1 after my blow up at the woods, and I've made it to Act 2 when I admitted who I was to Theo. And after my admittance now of who I want to be, he said I've now made it to Act 3.
Thank you to our high-tier patrons, Dion, Miranda, Zab, Arkeus the Druid, Mad King Max, Claytor, the Hat Man, Charles, Jessica Long, Z, Vessel, and Mr. Bakudan, as well as our Kickstarter backers for this season. If you haven't already, you should really make sure to like the episode and leave a comment. We'll see you soon, fellow Sparks.
Morning soon, the light dims fast here. Should we go outside again one more day, my dear? Why don't we just stay as the familiar fades away? Things are the same day by day. What are you waiting for, darling? What are you running from, stranger? Where are you hiding now? Don't you waste this chance. Do we have time for this, dear friend? How could we ever run out now? All that we have is this moment. Let's make time. For the end of this story, time for the start of our new life, time for us all to come back for fate's last encore. Will we find out what this all means? It means a lot that you're here now. Let's make the most of this, shall we? We have time.